Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday and welcome back to In the Trenches with Dr. Tammy. Now listen, life has been lifing. It has. So I'm a little late on getting the podcast out this week, but trust me, you know that I need to talk to you. So let's start with this. April, of course, it's Autism Awareness Month. And as a mother of an adult child with autism, I am repping for her, Sierra, my lovely daughter. If you follow me on social media, you have probably seen her dancing in the mornings because music gets her moving. Now, let's talk. Let's just talk about life. I'm just going to shoot the breeze with you this morning, as my grandmother used to say. So, first, let's start with this. I've been getting a lot of questions about what's going on with your hair, Dr. Tammy. What you doing? You know, I see you wearing those wraps a lot. Every now and then I'll see you with a new wig on. Y'all know I wear wigs. I'm not ashamed of it. I bought it. It's mine. So, I've been growing it out. Of course, I'm natural, as most of you who know me do know this. You can see the little edges here, so I want to put those out a little bit for you so you can see them. But I not really sure how long I want to keep growing it out. You all who are very close to me know that I have been fighting alopecia for a long time, and I am not ashamed of it anymore. Let me say that. That's the caveat. I am not ashamed of it anymore. I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but because some mean things have been said to me before, especially by men. And yes, I mean grown ASS men. I won't curse because, I don't curse on my podcast. But things like, you'd be so much cuter if you didn't wear sew-ins or wigs, that kind of thing. Just let your natural hair be out. And so I've shared this with you before that I've been battling this for a good while. And it is a result of my serving my country and overseas in Desert Storm. So for those of you who are wondering or have negative things to say about people, including myself, you don't know our story. You don't know our story. So before you judge, you should ask. You should ask. And yes, I winked a little. You should ask because, for one, for someone who's struggling with something, it could be hurtful to them. You could set them back on their healing journey if you are saying things without knowledge of the story, the background, the history. So we should be very careful what we say to people. So I live my life in that way. So I'm not just preaching it to you. I'm not just saying it to you. I am saying that, hey, before I start judging someone, I want to get to know more about their story. What brought them to this place? So with regard to hair, I have made some decisions, and some of you are going to look at me kind of crazy about it. But if indeed it doesn't do what I want it to do, the way I'd like for it to be just a natural, beautiful crown, because we love our hair, especially if for most of your life you had a head full of it. It was flowing. You could cut it off and it'd grow right back. It could do whatever you wanted to do. Even if you put color in it, it was just perfect. But it's a struggle. It is a struggle when you go from that to what some of us are faced with, and that is the loss of our hair. It can impact you in many different ways. People become embarrassed about what's going on with their hair. And again, people judge you and they think, well, or even say out loud, what's wrong with her? Why does her head look like that? Or, but I found it very interesting because that's usually only said about women. It's usually only said about women, especially African American women. People judge us when we have issues with our hair. They could be hereditary, they could be brought on by health issues, stress, and the stress is usually caused by people around us, to include our employment that we are in order to take care of our families. And again, like some of us, it could be brought on by consequences of war. So, with that being said, for me, I have decided that by this summer, I'm laughing because some of you are going to say, she is crazy. I might be, but by this summer, after my wedding, if indeed it hasn't done what I wanted to do, if it doesn't look like the beautiful crown that I would like for it to be, I'm just getting rid of it. I'm laughing about it now because when I first made the decision to do that, I cried. I cried because I can remember what my hair used to look like. I have pictures of it, you know. I can remember just being so proud of my crown. And sometimes, if you're like me, you might say to yourself, well, was I too prideful? Is this a consequence of my pride? And so I have to self-reflect because I don't want to ever have so much pride that it causes me to have an issue of some sort. And I don't think that's what I've ever been, but you start thinking things of that nature when something goes on in your world. So I did self-reflect and I said, well, no, I wasn't. I wasn't boastful. I wasn't arrogant about it. I just really liked the fact that I had a beautiful head full of hair. So, yes, after the wedding, I am actually going to just shave it all off if it has not done what it is that I want it to do. And I'm okay with that. I am perfectly okay with that. I'm going to be a bad baldy, honey. I'm going to keep these brows done. I'm going to keep me some nice hoops on. And I'm going to wear some gloss. But I am going to be cute. Now listen, I have no idea what my head looks like underneath this hair. So there will be an adjustment period. Some of you will probably be shocked, you know, and there will be whispers or whatever the case may be. Some are going to assume that I'm sick. I'm not. And just so many things will probably be said, and I'm okay with that. Would you like to know why? Because not one of you pay a bill over here. And yes, I said it just like that. And if you're watching the show, I said it with a neck roll. If you're listening, now you know. But I'm just in a place in my life right now where I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. And I cannot believe that I'm actually saying that shaving my hair off is the small stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, hair is the least of my worries. And at one point in my life, it was something that was just major to me and major to many people, I'm sure. Because again, losing your hair, it is very, very difficult, especially if you're a woman. Men look at you differently. You heard my stories about it. And they say certain things to you. And you've heard those things as well. And I keep telling you to tell the guy who said those ugly things to me and sent me the messages about how cute I'd be if I didn't wear wigs or I didn't wear sew-ins or whatever the case may be. Let me say this to him. That beautiful chocolate man that I am marrying has seen me without a wig on. He has seen what's underneath his wrap. He has seen it all. He has seen the journey that I am on with attempting to regrow my hair in the areas in which I have alopecia. And you know what he says? I had to lean up when I say this. And yes, I'm laughing. He says, "You sure are sexy, baby." Why am I laughing? Because that ain't nothing but God. He sent me the right one, honey. He sent someone who is going to love me exactly how it is that I am. I don't have to front about it. I don't have to put on any airs, as my grandmother would call it. This is what really tickles me. And yes, I said, we're just shooting the breeze today. I can walk around this house without anything on my head. And there was a time where I was too embarrassed to do that in front of anyone. Because again, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. And he doesn't even flinch. Oh Lord, I'm going to cry. He doesn't even flinch because it's just like, he doesn't care. He does not care about that. Yes, I have dated other guys before him. And of course, all of them were tall. So when you're short like me, they can easily see the top of your head, and you're always trying to cover it up. You always want to make sure you look your best for them. You know, at least that's how you feel. And I don't have to feel as if I don't have my head covered or I don't have on my best wig, that he's going to feel a way about it, that I'm going to be less of a person for him. And I know some of you are saying, well, is this about a man? It is absolutely not. It is about my level of comfort now in my life. It is about the fact that even before he was sent to me, I had decided that I'm okay with where it is that I am. And I'm giving this message today to bring some awareness to how we might feel when we're going through this process. All of the things come in and they do things to hurt our psyche sometimes. Some people are struggling with this in their mental health journey because you just spend a lot of time thinking about it at first. You spend a lot of time worrying about if the wind blows the wrong way, especially if you were straightening your hair in any kind of process. If the wind blows the wrong way, they're going to see that thinness or they're going to see that bald spot. I'm going to be 100 with you. I had bald spots, still do. And I've shared this before with people, and I'm no longer afraid to say it. I am no longer afraid to say it out loud. That's personal growth. And yes, I know that this is going to be on all the platforms. That's okay. If anything I have said today helps someone else, at least one, then I've done my job. I've done my job. We should no longer be ashamed. We should no longer be afraid that we're going to be talked about. We're going to be judged. We're going to be ostracized, singled out. No. Hair doesn't make us. It's who you are as a person, your character, how you help others. And those of you who know me know that I often, almost always, put others before me. So if me losing some hair is a problem for you, then you're not the people that would need to be in my life. And I share that with others because people who care for you, they aren't going to care about how much hair you have. They just are not. It doesn't matter to them. So yes, today I have been very matter of fact. I've been very frank. And honestly, this might make some of you upset with me. Some of you may say, hey, I'm not going to watch her again because she spoke to us in a way that said she is no longer concerned about the opinions of us when it comes to her hair. And that is correct. I am no longer concerned. And I hope that those of you who are struggling with alopecia, especially African American women like myself, that you see this and you are encouraged on your journey. That whatever you decide to do with your hair, however you decide to wear it, whether it's a sew-in, a wig, a little short fro, or you decide to shave it all off like I am going to do, that is your choice. And I want you to walk with your head held high. I want you to not allow anything or anyone to steal your joy. Because let me say this, just because the hair is no longer there doesn't mean that you're not still a queen. So you do this. You straighten your crown. You straighten that crown and you walk like the queen that you are. Tall, proud, and your head held high. That is my challenge to you on this Friday. I love you. And I say that as one woman to another. If you need me, you know how to find me. I will support you on your journey as well. And yes, when I shave it off, you will see it on the podcast. I don't know how it's going to look, and I'm okay with that. Because guess what? As the young folks say, the face card never declines. Happy Friday! Happy Friday to you! Much, much, much love.